What happened with your helmet after the Clemson game?
I didn't know the ACC had a rule where the fans can rush the field at the end of the game. And I was trying to get to my mother, and people were pulling on me, and before I knew it, my helmet was gone. And, the fans were celebrating, and I'm sitting there just being as happy as I can with them, but I was like, man, my helmet. So, I put out a notice on Facebook. I was like, if anyone has my helmet, just, give it back to me, and, we'll find some type of mutual ground to compensate them for that. But, it's all good because I got another one now.
Tori, you've seen what other offenses have done to Auburn. Is this just a case where you just have to keep putting your foot on their jugular and just never let up?
Yeah, well, that's with any team, but this week, we really have to focus and execute. It's it is the biggest game of the season, and everyone's going to have complete focus, and they're going to be ready to play. So, from the offensive side of the ball, we're going to do what we need to do, and hopefully we come out successful.
Tori, how aware are you of the stakes in the sense that if you win this game, you go to the Sugar Bowl. If you lose this game, you fall pretty significantly down to a bowl that probably doesn't gain nearly as much interest. Is that something you guys even pay attention to?
Yeah, it's motivation because, like Coach Junior was telling me, he was fortunate enough to win a national championship at Oklahoma, and that pregame meal he wore his ring, and everyone sat at the table and we were just mesmerized by it because, one day I want to put that ring on my finger and let everyone know, I was the SEC champion. So we have the opportunity to do it this week, and we need to win this game. It's the big one.
Tori, how jacked up is the team about going down and playing in the Georgia Dome?
Very excited. It's the first time. This is the first time I've played in the Dome, and being around a great facility, and the town of Atlanta is going to be an opportunity for us to go out and show the world what we have.
Tori, I guess just from the way you're talking, you guys are very aware, I guess, of the historical, significance of this. This school's only won one conference championship.
It's just all the motivation in the world. They won the ACC championship back in the day, but now we have the opportunity to open up doors for Carolina football in this program. And Saturday, we're going to do everything we can do to win.
Tori, you've watched from the inside of the maturing process of Stephen Garcia, quarterback. Take me from where he was in the first Auburn game you lost to this Saturday when they stopped, Clemson shut down or tried to shut down Marcus, and he was able to compensate and do other things with the offense, just where that process has gone.
Garcia's just done a great job of holding himself accountable. At one point he struggled running the ball when he had to get out of the pocket, but with coach and him watching film and seeing how a turnover could kill the game, he's really just become a better player and a leader. So, I tip my hat off to him because, he takes a lot of criticism, but he just continues to work and get better each week.
Tori, you had a quiet couple of games. It's just been kind of how the games have gone. Is that frustrating to you when you're out there and you just pass block and not get the ball thrown your way?
That's part of being a team player. I tried to block a punt. I wasn't successful doing that, but whatever it takes to win. If it's springing Marcus open on a touchdown run or blocking for Alshon or when the ball comes to me selling out, doing whatever it takes to win this game on Saturday, everyone on the team is willing to do it. So you're going to see 100% effort out of everyone.
Tori, could you talk about just the difference about the attitude on the team, maybe the chemistry on the team, comparing this year going into the SEC championship game and last year preparing to go to the Papa John's combo?
Yeah, we're very tight as a team. On Thanksgiving, we was able to eat with the Epworth kids, and 18 of us got stuck in the elevator. And that's just something that brought our team together. We were in the elevator, and guys, where some guys were panicking and other guys were, they frustrated, but, we came together and we was able to make it out. But when we were coming out of the elevator, the EMTs and I guess the emergency people, the people that fixed the elevator, all our teammates were there cheering us on as we walked out. And as a team player, man, that just meant a lot to me. It was kind of funny, but at the same time, we really have each other back no matter what. So, you know, this is probably the closest Carolina team that's ever been here.
Who were some of the guys who panicked?
TJ Johnson, he was turning red. He looked like he was about to faint. And Lottie was in there. Lottie was just being himself. But then at one point, he kind of got nervous because they told us it was going to be 30 minutes, and we was already in there an hour and 30. So, you know, we were stuck in the elevator for 2 hours. But, you know, we all, you know, got it together, and I was just happy we made it out alive.
So we talked a little about Auburn's ability to come back on teams this year. I mean, this past week I think it was 24 points. They've done it against you guys. I mean, it just seems like if you get up on them, you got to make sure you keep the hammer down. Maybe unlike what you did last week.
It just also shows that they're a great team and they have great leadership. You know, whoever is talking in that locker room at halftime, you know, those guys are listening, and we have the same type leaders on our team. So, you know, whatever it takes on Saturday, you know, it may happen. We may have to come from behind and win. So, you know, we're similar and different in our own ways. So we'll just have to see it on Saturday.
Tori, Coach Spurrier was talking about the first offense against the first defense some. What have you seen improvement-wise from your secondary since that Arkansas game when Coach Ellis made all those different changes?
I guess the defensive coaches just simplified the schemes, and now guys know, you know, to cover their certain areas and a certain man, and it's just they're comfortable now. You know, there's not too many checks out there, and you know everyone is really reaping the benefits. You know, we're getting teams 3 and out, and you know as an offense that's great because that's more scoring opportunities for us.
Is there one thing that when you go out there against them in practice, that you say, boy, this is what they're really doing better than they were before?
I guess I let a coach answer that question because I'm so focused on my assignment. You know, I really don't know. So, but you know, apparently it's working.
Are they letting their athleticism come through more?
Yeah, they're comfortable. You know, when they don't have to think and they can just react, you know, you can play a lot faster and make plays you're capable of making.
What's it do in terms of confidence knowing that in the playoff era of the SEC, last 18 years, your coach is pretty much understood to be the big game coach in the SEC over this time. And so those things that he's telling to you have some history behind it. Does that help a team's confidence?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Spurrier is an offensive genius. You know, he's going to put us in the right place to be successful. You know, I'm quite sure he watches a lot of film. He's been doing it all year long, but right now I bet you he knows just as much about Auburn as the player at Auburn does know about himself. So, you know, he's going to continue to just find things, weaknesses in the defense for us to expose and turn into scoring opportunities.
Talk a little bit about Marcus Lattimore. He's, you know, coming in as a freshman. Everything's put on his shoulders, and he seems to have handled this, you know, obviously rather humbly. Is that a surprise to you? How does the locker room think about that?
Marcus is one of the best people I've ever been around. You know, he's very humble and he works extremely hard. You know, he came in with, you know, a lot of hype, but he really backed it up by his play. You know, he doesn't speak a lot. And, you know, after touchdown runs, he'll come up to the guys that block for him, and he told me thank you many times on, you know, blocks that the eye, you know, the naked eye wouldn't see. But, you know, with Marcus being a great person and just being humble, he's thankful for everything, and it just makes me want to go out and, you know, block whoever I need to block for him and score over and over again.
Tori, was there a moment for you, was it during the preseason, some other time in practice, or during a game when you saw Marcus do something and you said, man, this guy's kind of special?
Well, during camp, you know, he ran over one of our best tacklers, DJ Swearinger, and the way he did it was just in a very violent and aggressive way. And also, he caught a pass on Stephon Gilmore when he came out of the backfield. He never saw Stephon, and Stephon put a nice lick on him, and he caught the pass, got up, brushed himself off, and he was ready to play again, and that's when I realized he was a ball player.
Also, we know how passionately Coach Spurrier talks about the SEC championship game, how much he enjoys coaching in that game. Do you also get that sense from him? Are there things that he's been saying that makes you realize that, yeah, he's really looking forward to this?
Just knowing the history of SEC football, and when you think of the SEC championship game, you think of the traditional schools like Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and of course you're gonna think of Coach Spurrier. And knowing he's been in this situation many times, it's soothing as a player because he's been in almost every situation you can be in. So we just know on Saturday, he's gonna have everything laid out for us to win this game.
Tori, 2 questions. One, everyone talks about Marcus and Alshon on the offense, but I get the feeling that it's more than just them because Marcus didn't have his best game against Clemson. Just the point that he was out there, though, kept the passing game open.
I guess, their presence, because you always have to key those guys no matter what. And, that just leaves opportunities for, other players to make plays. Justice Cunningham made plays. DeMarco, Brian Maddox had a few good runs. So, it's a total team effort.
Other question is, if you had to be trapped in an elevator again, who are the 3 guys you just do not want with you again?
If it happened again, I would take those same 17 other guys because, it just brought us together as a group. I learned a little bit about all those guys in the elevator, so.
Going back to Marcus, have you ever seen a young man like that take care of the ball the way he does?
Yeah, he does a good job of avoiding the big hits. At times you can see a safety coming downhill full speed, and he finds a way to maneuver around them and to fall forwards to get the extra yards. So, that's just something he's been blessed with. And, we have other running backs that can do the same, but Marcus is just, he does it on a night in and night out basis.
He said he had a fumbling problem in high school and that Jay Graham worked a lot with him. Did you notice anything like in pre-camp drills where he would put the ball on the floor?
No, I really didn't, because when he came in, he was pretty polished as a player. So, he fitted right into the system, and that's history.
You worry about getting lost in Peachtree because apparently there's Peachtree everything in Atlanta?
I'm just worried about just playing the game. All the other stuff, that's for the fans and for my family, but my concern is just winning this game.
Tori, obviously, just Marcus opens up the passing game, but if you could just talk a little bit, obviously Steven needs time, and the offensive line is given. Any guys on the O-line that have kind of stood out this year, unsung heroes, anything that kind of stands out to you on the O-line?
Everybody, and to be honest with you, Coach Elliott, has rotated guys around, and the guys that did start, everyone has made a play, and there's been a few times where I would be blocking a defensive back, and Rakevis Watkins would have one of the linemen back there where I'm at, downfield where I'm at. So that just let me know that these guys are really getting after it every play, and it's great knowing that people are just doing whatever it takes to win.
Just wanted to clarify, Tori, that elevator, was that here at William Bryce?
Yeah, that was here at William Bryce on Thanksgiving after the dinner we had with the Epworth.
And just wondered your thoughts on Cam Newton being on the sidelines watching him play.
Well, I just pray that our defense is ready, for that task. He's a pretty good player, and he's proven that, he can get the job done. But, I'm very confident in our defense that they're going to make the plays for us to win this game.
How do you keep your focus, Tori? This is, to date, the biggest game in the school's history. How do you, as a player, just kind of, keep your focus on class, practice, and just being in tune to this Saturday?
Just my relationship I have with God, and just talking with my mom. She lets me know every day that she loves me, and no matter what, you're doing something that not too many people has, ever done in the history of South Carolina. So just continue to just go about business, and on Saturday have fun playing.